Here's how you know a relationship is a good relationship for you. It makes you feel better about yourself, not worse. It makes you feel more loved. So if you are not getting those things, it's a relationship you can't be in.
Here is today's case.
I'm in court because Tyrone messages a lot of other females, but he still denies it.
Whitney said I'm cheating, but I know she's sending sexy pictures of other men.
We have a child together, a baby on the way, and I really need Tyrone to commit to his family.
If her attitude and her behavior does not change today, I'm done.
But he needs to stop or I'm done.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Abel versus Davis.
Thank you, Juan. Whitney Abel,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought Mr. Tyrone Davis
Yes, Your Honor.
to court today. You say the two of you have been together in a relationship for 4 years,
Yes, ma'am.
living together on and off during that time period. But a number of issues have come up recently that you want to talk about and try to resolve in court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll hear from you first, ma'am.
Yes, I brought Tyrone here because he claims he wants a family so bad with me, but yet at the same time, he still wants to control where I go, who I'm with, what I dress like, and he's still talking to other people.
Why do you think you're here?
Because she thinks I cheat a lot because of my past and stuff like that. I have cheated, you know.
Now, are you talking about past things that happened while you were in this relationship or before the two of you got together?
Past relationship.
Past relationships?
Yes.
Okay, so
Your Honor.
why do you say he's not faithful?
Because I see things. I see his social media. I see him texting his ex. I see them sending money to each other on Cash App. Like, I see these things visually for myself.
Okay. What kind of messages are you seeing, for example?
Just haze and stuff like that, but I still don't feel like that's appropriate. If you're in a relationship with me, you shouldn't be talking to any other female.
So he can't say hello?
Not without telling me.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even hello?
I wouldn't message a guy without telling him
So
why I'm messaging
he's
him
not
someone.
sexting?
Not her.
He's not telling people he wants to hook up with them?
Not her, but other
anyone,
people, other people. I've
other
seen him. I've never seen him send the picture, but I've seen other pictures from females in his phone. Yes, I have.
And how does he respond to those?
Like they're old, or no, I don't even really like her, but you got her picture saved, so I don't understand that. You like something about it.
You say these are past issues?
Yes.
And she keeps bringing them up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kind of sounds like it. So you said that you actually offered to be in an open relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about that.
I tell him that I would like to talk to somebody if you're going to talk to people. That's why it's cheating, because I tell him it's okay, but you still do it behind my back. That's why it's cheating to me, because it's deceiving. And deception, that's cheating in a relationship to me. So if we're going to have an open relationship, then you should tell me when you text these people. I wouldn't mind if you text your ex or anybody if you tell me about it. That makes me feel like we're on the same page.
She talks about the texting, and the two of you had a discussion about it, and she doesn't want you texting other women, and she says she doesn't text other guys. Have the two of you agreed that you will just be open and share if you're communicating with someone the other person doesn't know?
At one time, but you know, that's not how it is.
That's not how it is?
No.
Did you break the agreement at some point? Just go rogue?
She said I did because she caught other pictures in my phone of females.
Why are you
and stuff.
saving the photos in your phone? Are they naked pics?
No.
What are they? Thirst traps?
There are some naked videos.
Oh, naked videos. Do I need to be that specific?
The girl in the shower.
Oh, someone in the shower?
That's old, you know.
Oh, it's old stuff.
Yes.
What do you say is happening here? Are these just accusations? Or is she just being insecure and controlling? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, she's insecure, you know, always kicking me out the house and stuff. She'll tell me to leave but won't let me leave, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, you know. So it really be a lot. Like, she wants me, but she don't, in a way.
So I don't totally understand. You are open to having an open relationship. But if he's not willing to have an open relationship, he can't even text and say hello to anyone.
When you say open, I don't really consider talking to somebody like we had another girlfriend. I don't really consider that open, because I would still want all three of us to be faithful to each other. So I don't really consider that open, you know?
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I'm looking for, like complete polyamorous relationship.
Got it. So you are open to bringing a person
Someone in,
into
yes.
the
Not
relationship.
you leaving and y'all doing y'all. No, I ain't
And
with,
being
no. Nah, I
Yes,
don't want
the
that.
three of you being
Yes,
together.
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay, now I understand. Now I've clarified that. Have the two of you ever done that?
We tried to be friends with this one female, but we didn't really like her. So I mean, you know, that one didn't really work out.
She's too insecure for that.
Oh, so you think that she's just talking the talk, but she can't really walk the walk. But she's told you this, and you have shot this idea down altogether? Bringing someone in and having a relationship
Yes, Your Honor. I
with
did.
two women?
Yes.
You said one is enough.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's going on? Because you say that he has an issue with what you do for a living.
Yes, when I was dancing, he had a problem with that. And
What kind of dancing?
Exotic dancing.
Okay.
And he had a problem
Now,
with
is that stripping? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes I don't know. I've seen a lot of different characterizations in this courtroom. So what's happening?
Yeah, when I did do that, it was a problem, but it wasn't a problem, the money I was making or anything, but you still belittle me and put me down for it, but you know I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And I just don't agree with that. If you know what I'm doing, why is it a problem?
Mm-hmm. How did when the two of you met, is that what you were doing?
No. I started dancing when we broke up.
Okay. And what's going on with that, sir?
I just don't want to marry a stripper. That's not fine with me at all. I don't want no guy touching or feeling on my woman. You know,
Okay. And how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm in school now. I just started nursing school, so I feel like that's not something I want to do long term. I wouldn't want to marry a stripper, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like that's a part of something I've done, but we don't have to bring it up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's in the past. That's not what I see myself doing in the future. I see myself being a nurse in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So you should see that that's just one thing that I did, you know?
Okay. It's a means to an end.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's holding it against you, but he's saying that he just doesn't want you
He
to do
brings
it in
it
the
up a
future.
lot.
I feel she cheated
sorry?
on me in the strip club.
He brings it up a lot.
You're still stripping now?
No, I'm pregnant, so no. But
Okay.
I know people do that, but I'm not.
You don't believe she's done stripping?
No, not exactly. And I don't like it at all. Like, she cheated on me in the clubs where I find out, you know, through the grapevine.
Why do you say she cheated?
I think it was a revenge thing.
We were completely broken up. He was with someone else, living with someone else.
That's
You
why
were living with someone else? You don't believe she's done stripping?
No, not exactly. I think she's gonna go back after the pregnancy. And I don't like it at all. Like, I feel like she could be much more than that or better. Like, you know what I'm saying? I tell her all the time, you don't have to level yourself down, just get a couple bucks or whatever like that. So, you know, she cheated on me in the clubs where I find out, you know, through the grapevine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Through another friend.
Did that
and
happen?
Text messages.
We
and-
were not together, so I wouldn't consider that cheating.
You were on a break.
We were completely broken up. He was with someone else, living with someone else.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was, why do you say she cheated?
I think it was a revenge thing, but she said she didn't mean that.
But you were broken up, right?
Yes.
Completely broken up? Well, that's not cheating.
that's
You
why
you
I
were
s-
living with someone else?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
That's not cheating, sir.
Exactly. But it was like, you know, she wants me, but then she don't. Like, you know, like she tell me, oh, I love you, I want to get back together, and then go do something, like go to the strip club. Then I find out behind my back, you know what I'm saying?
That she's
friends
gone
and
to the
stuff.
strip club
Yes.
for
Your Honor.
work, right?
Supposedly.
Well, she didn't cheat because the two of you were broken up. So you were living with someone else. She had a right to be with someone else too during that time period.
Yes, Your Honor.
The problem is the two of you got back together and now you want to hold it against her because of what happened when you had obviously moved on as well.
We was physically apart, but we was still together.
Okay, no, you weren't. You were living with somebody else. You were not together.
It was like back and forth, you know. I go over there to her house, and then, you know, things get bad, I leave.
Why do you kick him out so much?
Because like what he said about me, he feels like I want him sometimes and I don't. I feel like that too. Like sometimes I feel like he's so in love with me, then sometimes I feel like if you want to be somewhere else, you can be there. You know, like when I do find him talking to other people or like when he's not giving me attention or talking to me like that, if you want to go somewhere else, you can be there. That's really why I kick him out so much.
That's something you got to work on. Managing your emotions when you're upset, because it's okay to be angry, but you have to learn how to manage it and communicate it in a healthy way, what you want to see happen in the relationship if you're going to really work and do the work that it takes to be in a relationship and listen to what the other person is saying when you communicate, especially if the other person is being reasonable. We still on the fence about these text messages, Ms. Abel. I'm not quite sure, but you got to stop kicking them out all the time.
I feel like we have different morals. Like, you know, we weren't brought from the same cloth, you know. and grew up the same. I had to work for everything I had coming up when I was young, and I felt like she was spoon-fed, giving her everything.
And what do you say about that?
I don't feel like that's true. I feel like I really don't feel like that's really relevant. I understand, like, in some points we are different, but at the same time, it comes to a point where it's not about what you grew up with, it's about who you're trying to be in the future, you know? So telling me I have, like, come from a silver spoon and all that, that's not really fair, because you don't know, I wasn't there in your childhood, you wasn't there in mine. We all have struggles.
You said you think he resents how you were raised but you are the reason he likes to go to church now.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, sometimes, like I said, he says, I'm a silver spoon, my family's all this, but, like, I'm trying to uplift you. So that's a blessing that I came from so much, so I can, you know, try to help you some more, you know?
You stripping on Saturday and going to church on Sunday. I'm not mad.
Yeah, I feel like,
I'm
and
not
I
mad
feel
at
like
you.
a lot of people act like you can't go to church and love God just
That's
because
why I
you
said they
did.
come as you
Because
are.
a lot
That's
of
what they
strippers
say.
feel
Come
like
as you
that.
are.
A lot of strippers do feel like that they can't go to church because of that. That has nothing to do with your relationship with God. Where I go, I can't hang out with my friends without him assuming I'm chilling with guys. I can't go to my mom's house without him wanting a picture to make sure that's where I'm at.
She should not be having to send you photos of her location just to prove to you where she is. If you don't have that kind of trust in the relationship, it's really not a relationship you need to be in. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Why do you say he's so controlling?
Everything's a problem. It's a problem what I wear, you know what I'm saying? It's a problem where I go. I can't hang out with my friends without him assuming I'm chilling with guys. I can't go to my mom's house without him wanting a picture to make sure that's where I'm at.
You have to take a picture?
Yeah.
I just gave her the speech. She can't put you out of the house, but you got to loosen up. She should not be having to send you photos of her location just to prove to you where she is. If you don't have that kind of trust in the relationship, it's really not a relationship you need to be in. And the two of you have one child together?
Yes, and I'm expecting now.
And so you're building a family. You have a family now. I'm gonna tell you something about really happy relationships and marriages. They are really based on deep-rooted friendship and people who really like each other and have a great friendship in addition to the romantic relationship.
Yes.
And trust in that deep friendship is almost second nature.
I definitely
And it's
agree.
a part of the foundation.
I just told him this last night. I'd rather be friends than lovers. Like, that's really important to me, that we do have a friendship and that closeness where you can tell me everything and trust me and know that if I'm dressed a certain type of way, I'm not doing anything because you're the person I want to be with.
So you have to think about what you want. And if the two of you are on the same page with what your core beliefs are. If that's the way you feel, then maybe that's something that's not negotiable to you.
And it's not like I just be on her all the time. Oh, you need to change this and change that. Like,
But
she was-
don't you think that having her take photos to show where she is over the top, is excessive?
Yes, Your Honor. But,
Okay, so let's not do that anymore. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't want to be a single dad. Like, I want to be there with my kids,
Of course.
you know, like a family man, you know. Actually wake up to my kids, I ain't got to worry about getting kicked out and stuff over little text messages or random calls and stuff like that.
Right, and I think that's something that Miss Abel needs to address now. Because I've told her today she can't keep kicking you out every time there's an issue, every time there's a problem. That's his house too. He lives there too. He has every right to be there just as much as you do. And if you have that much of a problem where you're kicking him out that often, then just don't live together until the two of you can find a common ground on what you think is appropriate in the relationships in terms of his text messages and communicating with other women. But it doesn't sound like he says that a lot of that is really in the past. I think you may be hyper vigilant about trying to find something now.
Like, times I do kick him out, he won't talk to me, like, and I just know he's with somebody else.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
wouldn't talk to you either if you kicked me out of the house. You want to kick him out and then he call you to bed,
But he
coming
says
back?
he wants to leave. Like, when we argue, like, I'll leave. So then, yeah, go. It's not just get out of my house. It's you don't act like you don't want to be here. That's my whole thing. I don't really want you to leave, but if you really want to go so bad, be gone. I'm not going to beg anybody to be there.
You said you do want to get married.
I do.
So how do you think this is preparing you for marriage?
Kicking him out?
Yes. Not being able to communicate effectively when the two of you have an issue.
But he doesn't want to hear me when when I express my feelings or when I'm feeling insecure, he doesn't want to hear. He says I'm tripping and just wants to leave it at that. So then it creates an argument, because then I feel like we have to argue. Well, I don't feel like we have to argue, but then we do end up arguing just for me to be heard.
I feel like she doesn't have any respect for me.
Why do you say that?
She doesn't respect my wishes and listen to her man as she claims me to be. Sometimes when she's feeling happy or whatever like that. As soon as we have a problem with an argument or something like that, it just goes out the window. She don't want to leave me alone when I ask her, let me get my time so I can think about it and then come back and talk to you. She doesn't do that. She don't respect me.
So you really have to ask yourselves this question. You say you want to be married, but you say he's controlling and he's dishonest. So why would you want to marry someone who you say is controlling and dishonest?
Because he's not always like that.
Was what?
Because he's not always like that.
Well, that's what you have to think about. The percentage of time you are willing to deal with that, if that's the way he is. I think that you're very young, and it's a lot of responsibility at this point in your lives. 2 children, and you're still pursuing school and your nursing degree and all of those things, so you have a lot on your plate. And it's a lot to manage. There are people twice your age that have hard times managing it. So understandably, you're in a little bit over your head right now. And I think the two of you need some help. The best advice I have for you, because I don't think the issues in your relationship are insurmountable. I think it takes some communication and it takes some compromise on the issues that you're willing to compromise on. The stripping, that sounds like an issue that you're willing to compromise on. It doesn't appear that that's going to be a barrier to you moving forward in marriage. A lack of trust will be. Inappropriate text messages with other women, that will be, because if that's happening now, it doesn't change just because somebody has a ring on their finger. Because you take a vow, that does not make a person faithful. Right. That does not make a person a good husband. You can be a great parent, a good co-parent, and be a terrible romantic partner. So you have a lot of things to think about. I think that the two of you should take some parenting classes and a relationship seminar. I think it would help you tremendously, because you have to learn right now how to build a foundation for this lifelong commitment that you have with each other already, whether it's through marriage or with raising your children. How to communicate, how to listen to the other's concerns, how to address them effectively, how to manage your anger and your emotions when you get upset, and how to co-parent if that's what the two of you are going to do. And then premarital, to talk about the things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Where you're going to live, who's going to be in charge of the finances, who's going to work, who's going to provide for the family. All of these things that the two of you need to talk about if you really want to move forward. So I have an aftercare specialist on standby today. I want you to have a conversation. I want you to talk to him, and he's going to follow up with a recommendation for the two of you. I wish you two the best. Good luck.
I agree with her verdict. I feel like it was very helpful to what we have going on, and I do think we need to see a counselor and get the help that we need.
When it comes to Judge Faith's verdict, I feel like I agree with this, what she put out, and it will be more helpful for us.
The point, I don't want to kick him out. When I want to talk about issues, we can talk about them. It's not just me nagging you, because that shows me you care about my feelings, and that's really all I need.
If you're talking about marriage, I just want you to, start with the nightlife and stuff like that and be serious about it, and maybe we get somewhere with that.
So you willing to get married?
Yes, if all that stops, yes.